Awesome. Session 3. Now we start getting into the good stuff, everybody. So good to have you all back, whether you are on YouTube or live. Thank you so much for joining. I love the guys that join me live. Keep posting in the chat. Keep asking questions. I'll interact with all of you as you go along. The good news is, ladies and gentlemen, that you guys have done the hard technical part already. So part 1 and part 2 were probably 80% of the most technical stuff is now done. So congratulate yourself, especially if you're a technophobe. If you are a Gen Z or early millennial, this will probably come second nature to you. And it's probably been very, very easy. Today, I'm going to give you the keys to the safe. Today is huge. Today is massively important. Today is what is going to make your business differentiate itself from everybody else. It's probably my favorite part. It is also the most useful for your clients. And you're probably going to find that I'm very relaxed about the whole thing today because the difficult stuff is over. Woohoo! Excellent, excellent, excellent. Naval's already messaging. Yeah. And I sent my message out to 2 potential clients. Yes, Naval, well done. Well done. Awesome, guys. Awesome, guys. Okay. Right. So before we just begin with the keys to the safe, I'm going to call it the safe because it's really going to be a powerful, but simple explanation on how you can differentiate with your clients. And more importantly, how are you going to communicate with people? But I have a couple of things I want to show you first, okay, with the app. So there's just a couple of things, and these are sublimely useful, especially the first one. Under settings, you now have a reports option, okay? And under reports, you can now export your database. What this does is it takes everyone that is in your sales tracking, including your tags, etc., and allows you to export into Excel. All right. So once you go to Excel, it'll just simply build up a nice little report for you. I've only got 4 people in here. This is just a little demo for you. You'll have all of them. But this Excel spreadsheet is extremely useful when you're dealing with clients because clients want to know what's going on. Now, your clients should have the app installed as well as you. So they install the app and you install the app, and you're basically running their app on the same profile. Hope that makes sense. So they can see exactly what you're doing. So when you log into the client session, okay, you're going to be running this for the client. When the client logs in, they're going to see exactly the same thing. So in theory, they should be able to see what you're doing. But I've been in this game for 20 years, and I can tell you, nothing beats a spreadsheet. I've been in data and CRM for a long time. Nothing beats a spreadsheet. They just want to see, what have you done for me? Show me in something I can understand. And bang, here it is. So this is a cool little feature for you guys that you can start using straight away. Okay, Marga says, woohoo, this is awesome. Yeah, this is super useful. You can send it to the client and update them. Ian Johnson, when you have a moment, I can't seem to get certain contacts from acceptance to sales tracking. The button doesn't move. Yes, Ian, that's actually sorted now. I'll give that a few hours. We know about that problem. So that's all good, all good, all good. And let's us now I'll show you the second one. Great. Ian says that's fine. That's good. Now, this is really cool, guys. I'm really excited to show you the next little, what would you call it? Upgrade innovation under the check acceptances. All right. So under check acceptances, now, when you click on it, this is going to take your guys, as you all know, from your invitations to acceptances. So the app knows which of your acceptances have actually accepted. All right. Now, there's a really cool new feature now called Deep Check. Now, what Deep Check does, now 95, 99% of the time, you will do the normal check. And what the normal check does is it goes to your page where all your latest connections are. Okay, you can see 1 hour ago, 2 hours ago. These are the people that connected with me. And what this does is when I would click on it, I won't do it now, it just scrolls down a couple of pages and runs the check. Now, what happens with some people is they have an invitation list that somebody, that because they are extremely active on LinkedIn, they might be in your invitations list and they have actually accepted, but the app hasn't seen that they've accepted. Now, what happens in this circumstance is that you need to perform a deep check. And what a deep check allows you to do, okay, if you say yes to the deep check, you can manually scroll down. And you can go down as far as you want. You see 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, a week ago, et cetera, et cetera. So you can manually scroll down on this page and make sure that you are catching anybody who's accepted in that period of time. Hope this is all making sense to you. And the other beautiful thing about this whole app is look how quick it is now. It's almost immediate. So it checks almost immediately. It's really cool. So your check acceptances button, you will have the next upgrade. If it's not already on your machine, you should have it by tonight or when Google updates it through the night. So you'll have all these new cool things available to you. So that's the second thing. So you've got the cool new export. You have got the sublimely cool new check acceptances button. And finally, this is going to be a little bit more advanced, but at the bottom of your acceptance tab, okay, here's your acceptances. Sorry, not your acceptances, your invitations tab. At the bottom of your invitations tab, there's this button called Push to Maya. I'm going to be telling you all about Maya on the 5th session. This is the 3rd session, and we're going to talk. I'm going to give you the keys to the safe and very much about the communication element today. Maya is going to be much more about how to track, how to add automation. Maya stands for My Automation, and you can do some really, really cool stuff for your clients. This is going to get a little bit more advanced, but what it allows you to do is automate a lot of these processes, okay, and also give you dashboards, that sort of thing. And Maya is, as I said, is more advanced. I'm going to get to that in the 5th episode. And in the 5th episode, we're going to talk much more about sales, how to convert sales, how to deal with clients, how to manage customers, do your reporting, that sort of thing. So those are the 3 new cool things that are out now. Awesome, guys. Okay, now the safe. This is what we're here for today, the safe. Under LinkedIn Business Documents, I've added a new one called the safe. Yeah, do the movie style voice. The safe. Here it is. The safe. Okay, the most important thing you need on this page is this. The homework documents are all quite useful. I'm going to go through that. It's called the LinkedIn cheat sheet. Okay, this LinkedIn cheat sheet is so simple, but nobody teaches it. This is what you're going to be doing for yourself and your clients. This is the reason why you don't need tens of thousands of LinkedIn connections. You only need a few dozen, up to, as you said, about 150. This is why, because you're not going to do a volume game. You're not going to spam the living daylights out of people. You're going to write to them in a great way. And this is what I'm going to teach you now. If you guys have got any questions, feel free to jump up, okay? Because I'm going to show you where this all fits in. So where does this fit in? Where do you start writing them to them and why? Okay, so by now you guys should be familiar with how the app works from a structural perspective. You have your invitations, then you move them across to your acceptances, then you're going to move them across into sales tracking. Now, they've got an invitation message inviting them to connect with you because you're a specialist and you've got a really cool article to share with them. They accept your invitation. You then send them an acceptance message with a tracking tag. And in that tracking tag will allow the tool to track if they've clicked. Then it moves to sales tracking. Once you've moved them across to sales tracking, okay, and they start appearing here, the question is, now what? Yes, some people are going to respond. You've probably already noticed Naval's already got a couple of people responding. You might get people sending you messages like thumbs up, thanks, interesting, looking forward to it. When can I see it? Quick little messages. That's great. One lady emailed me with someone responded with a whole paragraph, wants to set up a meeting. And she was like, what do? I haven't even got the article ready and this guy wants to meet with me. That's great. Lovely when that happens. That doesn't happen so often though. Now, if somebody sends you a thumbs up or a quick little message, thanks, etc., or you just want to get in touch with them. Maybe they've actually clicked on the article or maybe they haven't. After you put them into the sales tracking, remember that you're going to set a reminder for 1 week later. So they go from invitation to acceptance. You send the acceptance message. You put a reminder to follow up in 1 week. In 1 week, you're now going to send them what we call a custom message. Right. This is what today is about, guys. It's almost exclusively about the custom message. This is the make or break. This is the game changer of all game changers. And it's so flipping simple. But it's time consuming, which is why there's a great business opportunity. Nobody wants to spend the time doing what I'm teaching you today so you can offer it to your clients because it's a refined skill. It's an art. And although it's not that difficult, it's extremely powerful in terms of getting your responses. So many people say to me and all over on LinkedIn, why don't people respond to my LinkedIn messages? Why not? And the answer is you're probably sending product related or service related message. I'm the greatest life coach in the whole world. Or, wow, let me sell you the best furniture. I've got a 20% off special, that kind of thing. That stuff does not work. So what I'm trying to get you guys to do is build that relationship using a custom message. So hopefully this is all making sense as to when you're going to use the custom message. Give me a yay or nay, give me a thumbs up or thank you on the chat quickly, just to know, just so I know you're all there. Is it all making sense? Good. Thank you. Helped. Yay. All good. Yep. Perfect. Yay. Thanks, Pete. Christe. Thank you. Naval. Thank you. Margot. All good. All good. Sid says yes. Excellent. No questions yet. Okay. Now let's go back to the safe. Right. This is called the LinkedIn cheat sheet. Right. What do you say to somebody to get them to respond? That's not sales pushy. That's not a sales message. How do you get them to start a conversation? Do you remember that I said last week that the golden rule of what you're trying to accomplish is get a conversation going? That's what you're trying to do. The golden rule of the first session was don't put crap into the app. And that's important because you're going to spend time on these people. Don't spend time with people who are not good. So don't put crap into the app. Okay, now let's go on to the cheat sheet and we're going to say, how do you message these people just to get a conversation going? You don't need to sell to them. Why? They already know what you do. How do they know what you do? Because you sent them an article. And the article, while it's not overtly salesy, it shows you what general industry you're in and what you do for a living. Trust me, these guys know about you. They can see your LinkedIn profile. They're not stupid. You don't have to resell a product over and over again. You've done that work. Your goal now is to get a conversation going with them because you need to prove credibility. You need to get trust. And by showing that you're a human being who's interested in them with a compelling article that you've already showed them, starts to build that trust. Okay, hope this is making sense, guys. You've got to get that conversation going. To get a conversation going, you need to understand them. And at the beginning of the LinkedIn cheat sheet, it shows you some ideas of how to do that. I'm going to come back to this, but look at this. Check out their photo. Is there anything interesting about it? Do they have a background image? Anything interesting to comment about? If you go to my personal profile, okay, and now LinkedIn, I hope no one from LinkedIn's watching this because I have 2 LinkedIn profiles and you're not really allowed to do that, but I do anyway. Now, you look at my LinkedIn profile. You can see I like Kung Fu. It's in my bio. It's in everything. I have been very passionate about Kung Fu for a very long time. When you're on the Zoom meeting, you can even see that my profile picture is me doing Kung Fu. So can anybody please explain to me why out of the thousands of spam messages that I get from people that connect with me on LinkedIn, do they never, ever, without question, bother to just say to me, hey, Scott, really cool picture. Look, is that Kung Fu, karate? What is it? Talk to me about something that is passionate. I cannot for the life of me understand. Instead, I get, dear sir, do you want app development? Or, hi, I'm a coach. Or, do you need this? We need to get away from this, guys. It doesn't work. Why can't people just be human and actually just spend some time looking at my profile picture and get to know me? That's what creates a conversation. See, do you guys, is this making sense? Start a conversation. You start a conversation that is one part personal and a tiny bit professional. You've already done the professional messages in the past. Remember that, guys. You've done those professional messages. So you don't need to, you sent them the article. That's the professional but done. Now you can start being a lot more personal. Now you can start getting a conversation going because somebody's going to have a conversation with you when they begin to trust you and they also get a feeling that they might need what you have. It's all about relationships. So going back to the LinkedIn cheat sheet, which is part of the safe, here we go. Check their photo. Anything interesting about it? Check their background image. These are easy things to do, guys. Easy things to comment about. Have they done any volunteer work? Check their bio. Any interesting quotes or outlooks on life? Look at articles they've written. Visit their website. Do they have anything interesting or any special pages on their website? Are they doing any outreach? What are they doing? Has their company been in the press? It gets a little bit more advanced as you go along, and I'll be teaching you this more and more. But you see what you're doing. You're just looking at their profile and getting a conversation going. Now, I'm going to show you guys a practical example. I hope you guys are happy that I'm not showing you the app now. I know some of you guys are technophobes, like, yay, no more app work, woohoo. Actually, the app is really cool, but today, this is about strategy. This is about the stuff that for some bizarre reason, nobody else teaches. It's the weirdest thing. And this, guys, is what's really going to make your business. Okay, now I'm going to show you a live example. All right, I'm going to show you, this is the profile of Ruan, who works for us. Hello, Ruan, if you're ever listening to this. Here, so this is what happened. We looked for Dave. We said, Dave is the CEO of Type Dev. Is this the kind of guy we want to speak to? Don't put crap into the app, right? Yes, this is the kind of guy that we want to speak to. So we followed the process. We invited him to connect. Here is the invitation message. Hi, Dave. Is our exit for software companies, the art of winning new international clients. This is our article headline. You guys will obviously use the article headline that we've already created for you for the business. So you can just see the difference, but you have the article. This is the title of my eye-opening article for the software industry. See, niche specialist. If you're not niche specialist, you're wasting your time. Thank you, Haupt, saying it's super valuable. I would love to connect and share it with you via LinkedIn and email. Regards, Ron. Now, just a little trick, guys. If you want to say, I would love to connect and share it with you via LinkedIn and email, what you're doing for those people who understand what I'm about to say, under GDPR, POPI, and privacy and protection of information, if you say that you're going to be emailing them in the LinkedIn message, you've just covered yourself 100% if you ever want to email them in the future. Okay, this is your opt-in. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. We'll get there into the advanced stages. All right, this is a true opt-in database, guys. And when you looked at the Excel spreadsheet that I showed you earlier, it exports their email addresses with them. So you've actually got an email database as well. Okay, now you've sent them the first message. Now, he's accepted the invitation. Here's the acceptance message. Hi, Dave. As promised, here is my article. And here's a link with a tracking link. I trust you will find it insightful and invaluable. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts, and I'll keep in touch. Regards, Run. And a beautiful looking image, which shows this is about credibility. So the clickable image, and if you have a LinkedIn version of this, it might not look quite as good, but it'll still look really nice. So if you're posting the article on LinkedIn, it's going to look really, really good, and it'll still look great. You've got to show professionalism, guys. That's your number one credibility. It's just about credibility right now. Okay. So let's scroll down a bit more. Now, what happened was Ruan noticed that this individual, Dave, had actually clicked and read this article using the tracking link. So what Ruan did is he wrote, hi, Dave, I'd love to know what you think of my article. Now, this is what we're talking about today. This stuff you should already understand. Makes perfect sense to you. Hi, Dave, I'd love to know what you think of my article. I was looking at your website. I see you've worked with Oracle. Do you know Brian Eddy? I know that sounds like a bit like a foreigner saying, oh, you're from South Africa. Do you know Bill from Zimbabwe? But I think Oracle has a much smaller population than that of Africa. You really have designed software for a broad spectrum of industries. Are there any industries you favor? Have you expanded your footprint internationally? Okay, this is the outreach message. Why you don't put crap on the app and why it's not a volume game is because this can take several minutes to research and actually write. That time is the best time you're ever going to spend when it comes to prospecting. And this is what you're going to do for yourself and for your clients. Okay, now he didn't respond in 2 weeks. So Run set himself a reminder. Hi, Dave, just a quick follow-up. I was looking at your Type Dev, interesting company name. That's their company name, by the way. Type Dev website. And I've noticed you've done a lot of work for brands throughout the country. Are you currently implementing strategies to grow your international footprint? And this is a little secret for you guys. You paste the actual web page in here or link to the website or anything in here. The reason for that is if you paste the page that you're discussing, and this works really well for follow-ups. If you paste the website that you're discussing or an article or anything like that, or even the specific page from the website, they will see this when you message them. They see you took the time to look at their website and you've pasted in here, and now you've created a conversation around this page. Do you see what we're doing, guys? Your objective is to get a conversation going. You don't need to sell to them. Don't sell to them. You don't need to. This article will do all of that for you. It tells them what you do. Your LinkedIn profile tells them what you do. Don't be silly and start hitting them with products. Just get a conversation going. Okay. Finally, Dave responds, "Hi, Ruan. In fact, we are looking at expanding our international footprint. Yes, we're in the process of opening an office in Ireland." That's great, Dave. Ireland is great. So is the beer. I'd love to introduce you to my CEO, Scott Kundle. I have spoken to Scott about you and he's fascinated in your process. This is called a handover. Handovers we're going to discuss in part 5 and a little bit next week as well. Okay, handover is a little bit more complicated and it's the art of turning a conversation into a meeting. So there's 2 steps to this process. Number 1 is get a conversation going. Number 2 is turn that into a conversation off LinkedIn. In other words, get a phone call, get a meeting, whatever. And this is called a handover. And this is different. So I don't want to go into too much detail now, but basically he responded, Ireland definitely has great beer. We do a lot of work of gamification. Ask Scott to catch both me and my partner, Werner. Bang, there they are. I've emailed you guys. Okay. So what we've done is we've started to pull it off LinkedIn and started to get it onto email, which is a very, very good idea. You want to get them off LinkedIn onto email as soon as possible. And that's what we call a handover. Guys, so far, is this making any sense? Is this working for you? I'm going to show you a whole bunch of examples now. But you see how you flowed. We'd never met this guy before. And then we got a meeting with him. See that? For you as an individual who don't introduce to the CEO, obviously your handover is different. You basically just do it with yourself. You work on it. You don't need to do that introduction. But in some cases, when you're dealing with clients, the handover needs to be with somebody else that not the actual specific profile that you're working with. Okay, cool. So any questions so far, guys? And then I'm going to take you through some more examples because this is how incredibly, incredibly important today is. Dave says, excellent flow. Nawal, thank you. Love the strategy. Awesome stuff. Cool. Thank you, Yaku. Okay, so it's all coming together. So you check their photograph, you look at the background, have they done any volunteer work, look at their bio, do they have any quotes, look at the articles they've written or commented on as well. I should probably actually write that, or commented on. This is always an upgradable work in progress. Look at their website that you can take a look. This starts from point 6 onwards is more when you do the follow-ups. So what's important to know, guys, is once you've sent this custom message, and just to go back onto the app quickly, all right, under sales tracking, once you've sent your custom message, all right, and I want you to please use a custom message from here, all right, I haven't set one up yet, but I want you to use a custom message, and let's actually do this quickly for those of you that need to see this again. I'm going to quickly go to settings. Now, when you create a custom message, okay, all you need to do, because it's so specific and so unique, all you really need to do is just go hi name. And that's all you really need to have for a custom message. So now when you go to sales tracking and you want to send them a custom message, the reason why, I need to fix that. Okay, so it's just popped up there. It takes a little while, guys. So once you create this in the settings, it does take a second or two to filter through. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make though, guys, is that once you actually send them through that custom message, you need to book 2 weeks to do a follow-up if they do not respond. The way you word that follow-up is exactly the same as the way that you've done the first part of it, but with some additional tricks and tips. Sorry, Naval, that was a bit quick, eh? So basically what you want to do is you just want to scroll down to settings, okay? And under settings, custom message. And under custom message, just create hi F name. That's all you need for now. Okay. It's done. And then when you go back to your sales tracking, you can start sending them those messages. Okay. So now the reason why you want to use a custom message and not use this message button, okay, don't use that message, use the custom message, is because once you've sent them that custom message, it's going to create a tag. Okay, message sent custom. That's what you want. You want to create those tags as you go so you can see where they are in that sales process. You can create your own tags, as you know, using the tag button, okay? and you can create some notes if you need to. Maybe they've responded, etc. But what you want to do with the custom message is you want to try and use this quick custom message in order to do that. So that's why you use that. Okay. Now, if it's a follow-up 2 weeks later, then you're going to start using some of the ones at the bottom of this list. So what you're doing, guys, is you have to bear in mind, a lot of people are not going to respond after the first message. So you follow up every 2 to 3 weeks. Diligence. Sales is about diligence. That's why most people are useless at sales, because they are not diligent. This tries to help you with that diligence. So when you do your follow-ups, you're going to send a different message, just like the example that I gave you earlier, okay? This follow-up had the same idea, okay? This is the follow-up message 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, all right? As the first message, the same principle, but with the addition that Ruan started looking at the person's website. See, and included the website link, and then that got a response. And now we have a conversation going. That conversation can then lead to a handover. And that's why the app has been designed the way it has, with those specific messages. Okay, look here. Look at the different messages you can set up. Under settings, again, each one, invitation message, acceptance message, custom message, handover message, done. See, it all follows the methodology that is all about relationships. Cool. I hope that's slow enough and that makes sense, guys. Let's go through some examples. Ready? Under the LinkedIn cheat sheet, there's a whole bunch of these that you can see. Okay. You can see heaps and heaps of examples. If you read this cheat sheet from start to finish once, you will have a great insight into how this process works. And they've all been broken into categories. Sometimes you need to send a message because you haven't sent the article yet, but people are responding before the article's gone out. So when you message them, you need to say, I'm just putting the finishing touches on my article. I'll send it shortly. See that? So this person was interested in the article, but the article wasn't ready yet. Don't let that stop you from creating a conversation. And here's what you do. Here's an example of what you write. Get a conversation going, regardless of whether the article is ready or if they've received it. Okay, so there's a couple of examples here as well. Look at this volunteer work. Hi, Gerald. I'd love to know what you think of my article. I see you volunteered at the Limpopo Film Festival. Bang. See what he's done? Talked about volunteer work. If somebody's done volunteer work in their profile, you have to tell them, write about it, congratulate them on it. This is just human. What we're trying to do is bring humanity back to LinkedIn. Everything is spam and it's all this horrible stuff. This is actually taking the time and effort to get to know someone. I'm going to just see if I can make this a little bit bigger. That might help you guys read it. But the LinkedIn cheat sheet is all here for you. This person has a really nice background. So what do they say? Hi, Masood. I love the backdrop on your picture. Are those solar panels at the waterfront somewhere? I see you follow most of the sustainable energy companies on the map. Who do you think is the leader in your field? You see what you're doing? You're just looking at their profile, doing some research. You have a lot on your plate of being the CEO of 2 companies. Bang. See? Looking at the profile. I spent some time reading your articles of interest. The one about your new e-learning seemed really interesting. What type of learners do you target and from which countries do you get them? See how you're doing this, guys? The way that you word your questions is obviously going to be geared to the type of conversation that you want to have. Here we go again. I see you have a BA in motion picture design and own your own media company. It must be great turning a passion into one of your income streams. Here we go again. Here they all are, guys, one after the other of all these examples that you can go through. Okay. Cybersecurity one. Hi, Cabela, how are you doing? Have you had a chance to read over my messages? I'd love to continue our conversation. This is usually the 4th follow-up. Okay, so you can start to get people to respond because they're not responding to your first message or the second or the third. Sometimes you need to go for 4 messages. By the time you get to the 4th follow-up, it can be really quick. Okay, you don't have to do quite as much research. Also, we'll teach you how to move across to email. Okay. Hi, Rita. Have you had a chance to think about my questions above? I'd love to continue our conversation. Bang. Then they responded after the 4th message. This is diligence. This is all about sales. We've shown you how to do emails because you can move across to email as well. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff that you can get from this LinkedIn cheat sheet. And finally, handover messages, which we'll talk about later. How's this for you guys? I'm going to do some even more examples in a minute. How's this looking? Am I going too fast? Are you cool with it? Thank you, Haupt. Says wonderful. This is the key, guys. This is what gets you the responses. Thank you, Helene. Great. Christa says great. Helene, you had 4 exclamation marks. Christa only had 1 exclamation mark in her great. Love it. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Yaku. Marinus, immense potential. Thank you so much. Evan, all good. Oh, no, Jessica's bathroom tap burst. Don't worry, Jessie. You'll be able to get it back later. All good so far. Looking good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. So you see how this is working, guys. It's all about the way in which you write these messages. And I cannot tell you how desperately in need these skills are because no one teaches them. If JT Fox got his hands on these pearls of wisdom, I'm sure he would change everyone. You charge at least 50K just for the cheat sheet alone. Yeah, that's true. Cherie's right. JT Fox probably would, and those guys. It's so simple. But the other thing is, guys, to be perfectly honest, this solution is so natural, you almost can't charge for it. You know what I mean? It's like charging for something that already exists in nature and already works so extremely well. What we've tried to do is make it as quickly as possible. Christe says, Cherie, lol. Okay, now you might be thinking, I can do this. It's easy. Good. And to prove it, okay, I'm going to read out a few messages that we've sent out really recently, just in the last week. So what we do is we have what we call interns, and they range between the ages of 18 and I think our oldest is about 21 or 22. And what they do is they do this for clients. They log into their LinkedIn profiles and they do that, just basically what I'm teaching you now, just usually on a slightly bigger scale. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because they're basically fully booked at the moment. And this is why there's such a huge opportunity here. People don't have time to do this and they don't have time to learn it. And when you get good at it, you can get quite quick at it. Everything I'm showing you now have been done by one of our interns. And I'm going to just show you a few of them just to pick them out. All right. And just to give you guys an example, because if a 19-year-old can do this, okay, you can. And a lot of clients say, but you don't understand my product or service, to which you reply, I don't need to understand your product or service to get a conversation going. You need to make sure that the article that we're going to write for you on LinkedIn is industry specific, and that is where you show your industry knowledge. Once you've done that article, you don't need anything else other than to start a conversation. Okay, I hope this is making sense, guys. I hope this is all like cool, and it's all working for you. Okay, now let's read some of these. I see you commented on a post a while ago with an elderly and young man sitting across from each other at dinner. And I think your comment speaks. Why doesn't Google fix a spell check? Naughty Google. I see you commented on a post a while ago. See, commented on a post shows that you've actually read that person's post. This is what makes people feel special. With an elderly young man sitting across from each other at dinner. And I think your comment speaks depth to every aspect in life. The best advice is indeed to listen. Often people listen to speak and not to take in what the other person said. After all, we learn the most from each other. I see you follow travel, mobility, and relocation. Do you travel a lot in your job? So you see what happened here. It's just a simple message that showed them that you're reading the profile. This is what we start to read. It could read, I suppose it could read diner. Maybe it was diner. Anyway, let's not get into semantics now. Thank you for reading the article. I see that you were part of the first National Accommodation PPP project. Again, this will be under volunteer work. How long were you part of the project and are you still involved? Sometimes your comments only need to be 1 or 2 lines, guys, but you show them that you've read the article, looked at their profile and read their stuff, looked at their website, etc. Congrats on your new position at Smollen as the management representative. I see under your volunteer experience that you volunteered at Westbank, adopting St. Mary's Orphanage, as your department's social responsibility. That's amazing. How often would you be involved? So do you see what we're doing? Again, here's another one. Congrats on your 14-year-old at on your 14-year-old at Old Mutual, on your 14 years. So you took the time to calculate how long you've been there for. All these are different tricks I'm teaching you here on how to get hold of somebody and build a conversation. And I know I've said this 50,000 times. I'm going to keep saying it again. Just get a conversation going. You don't need to sell, because the article you sent out before that is what is doing the, in big inverted commas, sales for you. I know that the article is not about sales, but it's positioning you as an industry expert or specialist to build that credibility. So you don't need to re-establish that stuff. Okay. I see you studied a diploma in administrative assistant and secretarial finance, et cetera, starting at the secretarial. Did you climb your way up to facilities management? I use this as an example because, to be brutally honest, some people have the most boring flipping profiles you've ever seen. And you have to dig really, really deep to find something interesting about them. So just be warned that sometimes you can't always be super flowery and flamboyant. You've got to be, you've got to work with what you have. So that's why I chose that example. Here's another one. I see that you've worked in various different places in the country. Notice this time she's looked at different places. Notice that the jobs from before are all around the country. Free State, Gauteng, Northern Cape, and even out of the country in Zambia. Do you also manage other branch of the company outside of Johannesburg? Do you see what we're doing? All of these are different techniques, guys, and different tricks that you can use. Here's one from a following. Every one of these has been different. Have you guys noticed that? There's so much that if you just take the time to get these, to know these people, that is why you want to deal with high quality people. Keep saying this, like so many people don't do this. And I want to bang my head against the desk sometimes because they just try to do these massive spammy stuff. Don't. Build quality relationships with a small number of people that are high quality. I see you follow Simon Sinek. He's inspirational as well as his video on leaders. Did you find some inspiration from him in your role as facilities manager? Okay. I see Anela Property Offices has offices in Joburg and Durban. This time, she's looked at the company and seen where the different offices are, not just that he or she worked in that place. So he or she might have worked in various places and she noticed that, but sometimes the company might have different places as well. Do you travel much between those? Again, this person will have had a dull, boring profile. So you've got to work with what you've got. But even if they've got a boring profile, you can still do cool stuff. I hope you're not getting bored, guys. I know I'm going on over and over again, but this is the flipping stuff. If you do this for clients and you start building a relationship with them on their behalf, this is gold. This is what people are going to pay for. Pay for. Cool. Thanks, Hype. Invaluable. I saw the video that you shared. Video this time. And I think more children and parents should see it, as it speaks a lot of volume on how grades do not define an individual. As someone who's gone to university, would you say that further education is as important today as it used to be? Picking up on a video. Your core values, respect and accountability, are strong. Where did they get these core values? In their bio. She read the guy's bio. Thank you for reading my bio. Thank you for looking at my company. Thank you for noticing that I'm a human being with differences to other human beings. Especially when the safety and enjoyment of the workplace of so many people rests in your hands. See what's happening here? Congrats on 2 years at the Lion Match Company. So these guys make matchsticks. I wanted to use this because you can bring humor. Hope for many more successful years. I would be fascinated to know where the future of matches is going. Is it going out? Okay, little bit of a joke. Guys, put personality in if you want. If you want to bring in humor, bring in humor. Don't have to be super professional. In fact, I recommend you do not be professional. You can only be professional with somebody once you've established credibility. To get credibility, you have to show that you are a human being with a professional understanding of their environment or industry or job. See what we're doing? That's what the article has done. Cool, guys. That's the examples. That's 45 minutes. I've taken you through this. And really, all I've done is show you stuff that should be inherent within a human being's ability to flip and communicate. Piet says, humor is good. Gold, sorry. I totally agree. Jess says, I have always built relationships chatting about people's profiles. And yes, usually I read the bio and comment on that. Jess, well done. You are the one person that does that. And that will work really well for you. So because you understand that, what we've done with the app, okay, and with this whole tech that we built is allow you to do it on behalf of other clients who will pay you to do that for you. Cool. Does that make sense? This is the key to your business. You can go to clients and you can say to them, just like our latest new person is now, Melanie. Hi, my name is Melanie Van Zale, and I'm a LinkedIn specialist for the retail industry in Sydney. You can go to them, target retail people and say, you need a good LinkedIn profile, but you need to build your credibility with peers, either prospects or those in your industry or any one of your choosing. I will build your LinkedIn profile for you, and I will start reaching out to them and research their LinkedIn profiles. I will get a conversation going with them. I will show you that you're a credible industry expert. This is hugely powerful, guys. People won't even people who aren't looking for sales, airline pilots, CEOs, marketing directors of big companies, they want to get their LinkedIn profiles doing really well for them, but they don't have the time to do it. They want to be seen as powerful and strong and ambitious and successful in the eyes of their peers. So you can do this for them. And this whole app is going to manage this process for you, and you can charge for it. And I'm going to help you do that. I'm also going to help you get clients. So I want you guys to get these pages set up for yourself, because I'm going to also market you. And I didn't say this in the first two training videos, because I don't want any people coming to these videos and going, oh, cool, this guy's just going to give me clients and I'm going to sit back and do nothing. No, those people who have got this far can now also understand that I will help you get clients as well. However, you need to find your own clients as well. You need to go through the process, because by going through the process yourself, then you can do it for other people. So this is like by doing it for yourself, I'm giving you the training that you need to do it for others. And now, once you've done that, you can turn around and go, cool, look at your sales pipeline. Here is a report that you can click. These are the people I've got. These are their companies. These are the individuals I'm building relationships with. Okay, soliloquy over, guys. Give me some feedback. What do you think? Is this making sense? Evan says the human touch is priceless. Yeah, it is priceless, but why doesn't everyone do it? It's incredible. Chris Day says 100%. Sid, that's great. Is this giving you food for thought? What I haven't taught you guys yet is the handover process. That's going to be more next week, but mainly session number 5. Session number 5 is when I ignite your business. This is where I go. Ian says, yes, you have some examples of costing people are using. Yep, Ian, I can send you these if you like, but the costings are all on here as an example on the document next to the safe LinkedIn cheat sheet, your suggested messages. Okay. I thought the price list was in here. Okay, Ian, well done. You've caught me out here. I thought the price list was in here. I'm going to send you my version, okay, which is, you can just go through. It's maj3.com/Scott Kundle. You know, easy. Maj, M-A-J, number 3.com/ScottKundle.html. And I will put this into the safe. And then it'll be there as well. Okay, so you'll be able to get this. And here's the pricing. It's in South African rands, but if you notice what Mel did, hers is in Australian dollars. So you can charge in whatever currency you guys like. I like the approach. It makes others feel appreciated and that you aren't just after their business. That's right. That's exactly. Claire, clever Claire's back. It's great, Scott. I believe in connecting by having conversations, never by selling. This will be priceless. Great. So I hope you guys are really starting to get this, because after today, you guys can now run your business. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go and show you back in these documents where we at in the whole training process. You've installed the app, and I hope you've given the app a 5-star rating. I think we've got like 32 5-star ratings. I'm so excited. It's flipping amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you haven't, give us 33 and 34. The more 5-star ratings we get, the more I can market you guys later. it makes a huge difference, guys, because when we start doing our promotion, it's all about credibility. And with that many 5-star ratings, I can help you help yourselves. Okay. You've got your niche target and you've got your settings. Good. I hope you've got your settings in the app. You've learned that. You've invited your first 30 people. Your article has been posted on LinkedIn. Now, a few people had a few issues with this. So what I've done is I have made it even easier under suggested messages. Scroll down. Here's your article. I've put these images separately. Okay. You can get each of these images that you need to download onto your PC. Guys, you can very quickly get your article going. Mel says, what do we do if people want to use our services? Mel, you should know enough now to start the process. Sign them up. How to pay? Get a PayPal account. Easy. Invoice them through PayPal. Ask them to pay you via PayPal. Guys, you have the tools after today to start running this business. What I'm going to show you next week is the raw strategy, the real hardcore strategy. You don't need it to run your business. However, it's sublimely useful. Mel says, from a contract perspective, that's a good question. I am one of those people that believes that if you are doing a good job with your customers, then your contracts can be relatively small. That said, and on a handshake, that said, maybe what we will do as part of our service to you is provide you and your clients with a quick, easy to use contract in your name. Okay. We don't have it yet, but we will. PayPal, Helen says, PayPal do not use ZA currency. Yes, they do actually, Helen. They do. You can use PayPal. Otherwise, if you're still worried, it's absolutely fine to bill in dollars. Bill in whatever currency you want. But you should find absolutely fine with using ZAR. And you can use FNB, but you can transfer that into your account. So guys, just to finish off now, so you understand the process, I want to get back to this. You've installed the app, you've invited people, you've posted the article, you've now checked your invitations, acceptances. You've purchased the app and your personal web page is live. This is this page I showed you just now. This page, you need to get that going, guys, at some point. Hopefully you're confident to do that. Your tracking links are working in your messages. And now you've got to go out there and invite your 150 people. You've got your niche. Getting everything going. Invite, guys. Go and get those invitations out there. Okay. I've set a reminder and my custom messages are working. Yes. So you're doing your custom messages. We learned that today. You're using reminders to follow up every 2 to 3 weeks. What you've done is you've created a sales pipeline. You've sent your custom messages using the LinkedIn cheat sheet and methodology. That is the keys to the safe today. You've then done your reminders. You've done your handover messages. Handover messages, I'm going to go in a lot more detail in part 5. Okay, that is a bit more advanced on how to convert your people who respond into actual paying clients. Okay, you can still do that now, but I want to give you some really cool tricks in part 5. And you've sent the handover messages and you've reminded to do your follow-ups every 2 to 3 weeks. Very, very important. All right, so you guys should be ready to go with your business. Next week, we talk about strategy. A couple of people asking a few questions here. Could be challenging if you have too many clients at once. Jess, if you, as a business owner for many years, if you got too many clients at once, be grateful, make it work, do it. Don't worry about not getting too many clients at once. Learn on the fly, stay up all night and deliver for them. Do whatever you need to do, but just do it. If you get clients, make it happen. So what I want to just quickly discuss, guys, is next week, because we're almost out of time now. So it's been the perfect amount of time today. Next week, we go into strategy, and you don't need this to run your business. But if you want to turn this into something truly special, then the captivating one-liner strategy is going to be for you. You have already got some links to homework, which I'm going to send. All right. And I've put a couple of them in the safe for you. All you really need to do is read my one-liner ebook, right? And this is about an hour-long seminar I did on the captivating one-liner. The captivating one-liner is going to turn the campaigns and LinkedIn profiles that you do for your clients from being good to frigging amazing. So this is raw strategy. Once you understand how to do a captivating one-liner, it's going to change the way that you work with your clients from a results perspective. you are still going to get great results either way. Okay. You know that you've got the keys to the safe. Next week is for people that are super serious and super keen on ramping this up to a new level. Also, your captivating one-liner is not just about LinkedIn. You can start branching out into other things and using it for other social media, etc. Teach you how to do email and a whole lot of other cool things. So we're going to start to get more advanced from a strategy side next week. The final week, week 5, is about how to run your business, how to overcome client objections, how to price it, how to get back to them, how to run a strategy workshop, what to say when they get annoyed with you, what to say up front when they say they can't afford it, or how to actually do your phone calls. That's what I'm going to be helping with you in part 5, and then supplementary thereafter. Guys, this is a complete flipping business in a box. It's really cool. It will work for you. And thank you. And the reason I'm so grateful for you guys, not just who are online right now, and if you want to stay on afterwards, I'll help you one-on-one, but also because if you've got this far, it means you're serious and you're understanding the raw insight and the raw methodology. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to ask any questions, and then I'm going to go for it and end it. Dave's asking, can you do payment in Bitcoin? We should look at that. I'm a big fan of alternative currencies. Dave, hold that thought, my friend. I'm on the same page as you there. Awesome. Thank you so much, Scott. Thanks, says Ian. Mel says, good night. Good night, Mel. Don't forget the 5-star rating on the app. No question, says Evan. Have a lekker weekend. There's a nice South African colloquialism for you. Thank you, Tony. Lawrence says, bye, Lawrence. Nice to hear from you. No questions from Christe today. Yay. Bye, Claire. Clever Claire. 20 seconds. Jess says she started late and she's built up 20 prospects. Well done. See, guys, it's all easy. I'll give you another 10 seconds. It says, many thanks. Can you show me how to put down an attacker with one hit or kick? Thank you, Sid. Thank you for talking about Kung Fu. Thank you. See? Super Sid. Clever Claire and Super Sid. Jess says she's moved 2 to sales. Do I need to set tracking on every message? I would do that, Jess. I would definitely set tracking on as many messages as you can. Yeah, always track where possible. I'll give you guys 5 more seconds. Chris says, well done, Jessica. Yaku says, Scott, thanks. Can I contact you by email about my profile? Yes, or you can stay on right now. If anyone wants to talk to me separately, you can talk to me now or email me. Going. Goodbye.